the leaning post and the console in. This might be the layout I go with. And I want to give a shout out to Mexico Pescadoro, true homie. He's the one that suggested I move the fill under the console. Well, he didn't fully recommend it, but at least he brought it to my attention. It was kind of the best of most situations. Everything had its pros and cons, but this one had the best pros. He's also a fish bump guy, and he's been helping me out through this build since early on. There's a couple of y'all that are always very helpful. All the people commenting and giving me pointers and stuff, man, I appreciate you guys. And if you're new here, thank you for stopping by, and welcome to the Flip Coast. If you want to see the full build, check out my playlist on this Key West 1700. We're doing big things. Flippy. How's that leaning post look though? That thing is pretty solid. 3 rod holders, 2 cup holders, a little bit of storage, and with the gray seating, which I'm going to try to match the gel coat to that. I mean, for something brand new, this thing cost me like $680, and come on, $680 brand new. And if I wanted to, I could add the little backrest here that goes into these outer rod holders. I mean, I can kind of see that. Pretty solid. Yeah, I think one of my buddies is actually gonna buy one of these for his boat, so I'm gonna give that guy some really good business. If y'all want the link, let me know. I'll put a link in the description. I think this is gonna be the layout though. If I need to access the fuel sender, it's not the end of the world. Let me take all this stuff off and make sure everything is clearing okay. Everything clears, then we're gonna move on. Does my hair look okay? So this here is an example of what I'm trying to get to. See all this white glass? I'm trying to get below that to where it's like a reddish tone. So yeah, it's a lot of this loose, and there's dirt and grime all up underneath here. So try to get to this type of glass all the way down. All right, it's template day. I just strung a line all the way to the back there. That's that orange line. And I went every 12 inches. I just marked with a tape measure all the way down. And then I put my measurements there. So every 12 inches or so. So I did that all the way down. I got my measurements there. And I'm pretty much adding ½ an inch to the template. That way I could have room to shape down and bevel the edges. And this is just 1 inch foam board. Joe Buskin said it's cheaper to mess this up than it is to mess up some Kusa. And I believe him on that. Yeah, I'm gonna knock this out and then figure it out before I record it and show y'all. All right, that's the basic template. I actually messed up on the template here. I kind of cut it short, but it's okay. I'm kind of happy I messed up there instead of on the Kusa board. Now I just got to do the template for underneath the fuel tank. I'm gonna try to raise the fuel tank just a hair to where it's not sitting on the actual hull itself. And then get that Kusa. Kind of scared to cut that because that's an expensive board. It's like $400 for that 4x10 sheet. So first cut done. This little Harbor Freight jigsaw was screaming for its life. Hell yeah. Alright, so same thing, that part's hidden. So grind that down along with all the other spots until you get it. And there's somewhat of a scarf joint there, and that'll get bonded. Dry fit it first, shape it, then bond it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to take some more off of here, because this is where my fuel tank's gonna sit, so I might need to take a little bit off, but we'll see. That's pretty much it with the scarf joint. Looks pretty alright to me. Yo, this scarf joint actually turned out to be really strong. I accidentally dropped it from the table trying to router the edges, and when it hit the ground I was expecting it to just fall apart at the joint, but it didn't. It just stayed one solid piece. Super strong joint. Highly recommend. Oh, there it is. That's the scarf joint. I mean, it's probably not like a real scarf joint, but it's the best I could do. See how that sets up tomorrow. Got her glass together there at the joint. She's really strong. Like, I could pick it up. I could pick up the whole board from there. That's gonna work out good. Hopefully I can glue this thing in today. I'm gonna do some more fitting and dry fitting with the whole piece, because trying to dry fit two pieces, stuff starts to shift around. So let's get on that. And you know what, it just occurred to me that we are 10 videos in on this build. Ton of work. 10 videos in, and I feel like I'm 10 years away from finishing this boat. I did it to myself, so let's get to work. All right, that's the dry fit. It looks really good. Pretty centered. I got this thing kind of keeping it centered. And I got the boat level as well. That's pretty center. That looks pretty good to me. Once this is all hardened, I'm gonna shoot a laser and see if I need to trim anything off the top, and I'll just trim it straight across. But yeah, that's the dry fit. This is important stuff, and you will definitely want to prepare for a big day like this. I think we are good to take all this off. I gotta acetone everything down one really good time. Same with the bottom of the board and the sides of everything that's gonna get messed with today. I need to go ahead and clean that of any oils or whatever. So yeah, full acetone, let it dry. I'll probably heat it with a heat gun just to get all the fibers to stand up, and then I plan on doing a giant bead of thickened resin, and I'm just gonna put a ton on there, like as much as I can, because I want it to fill all the dips and valleys. I want it to squeeze out the sides. If it squeezes out the sides, that means I know it's full underneath it, and then I'll just clean it up. Maybe a spatula. I'm not gonna show the cleaning part, but I'll definitely show the gluing part. All right, so I got my thickened resin. It's got some chop strand, some cabosil. I'm gonna throw it in some Ziploc bags. I got Mr. Steve here helping me out. The plan is to just lay a giant freaking bead. I mean, as thick as I can make it, especially up here in the keel. It's gonna have to fill up all those areas. This side down here, I had pretty good contact, so I'm not too worried about that, but definitely the keel area. So yeah, let's get to work. This might get messy, so. Time was right when the time was right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you have batteries? The putty I put on the front hardened up before I could get there, but I mean, that's all right. At least I know it squeezed out and it made good contact. This side didn't look the best, but I know this side had a lot of squeeze out. A lot of squeeze out here. Like I said, this hardened up, but I mean, all that's fixable. The main thing is I got no voids underneath, and let this cure over the weekend and check back with it Monday. Hopefully it's super strong, so I have a good feeling that it will be. Yep, so that's it. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, James. They stayed late to come help me. The real one stayed late. appreciate y'all. Yeah, that's it for this week. I'm hoping to have these stringers done by next week, at least all the stringers down. Don't forget, this is my first time doing any of this, so I'm trying to learn and take my time and really think. But I appreciate y'all for making it this far. Y'all have a good week. I'll catch y'all on the flippy.